Well, hello, hello. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm gonna leave it right here. Well, I guess we can look around. We're supposedly at a undisclosed location in the Nevada desert, a secret location, and we've got ourselves a little plane to fly here. This thing. Let's take a little look at it. Turn the camera down a little bit here. I mean, I can showcase the airfield, but that's classified information. You got to understand. Yeah, we're going to do a quick hop from an undisclosed location to Edwards Air Force Base in California. Should only take about 20 some minutes. Just kind of doing a little inspection of things, taking a look at things. Here's how you enter the aircraft, through this little hatch right here. There's no like doorway up here. These are the ejection manifolds, I guess, if you got to eject, which has been done before. The air intake here, you got two F-1 17 engines on each side that are welcome in mac and cheese bites. Yeah, you got two of these engines on each side that are stowed away inside the aircraft to mask sound and heat signature, because those engines do produce heat, so you don't want any thermal heat signature being sent out of the being detected, right? And that goes for the exhaust too. I guess the exhaust system is pretty robust, or pretty classified, where it's probably not putting out a heat signature up high, undetected heat signature, stuff like that, you know. Now this is a very rudimentary version of the aircraft. Obviously, it's not like the real world thing, right? So like let's kind of take a step back. We can look at the airfield. Quite a lot going on over here. We got satellites and stuff. Yeah, this is what you would be known to be as Area 51. It's kind of mapped out in the sim. What the hell is this? Look at that anti-aircraft staging setup. So anyway, oh yeah, these are the Janet planes that fly in and out of Las Vegas. Got a little Beechcraft down here too, just chilling. Some VIPs visiting the most restricted airbase known to man. So without further ado, how about we go up inside here? Ooh, I've already got an idea of how to get this thing up and running. It's not that much, but I figured that we would go inside like a pilot would. So do this. Slow down that drone speed just a little bit. And you would like this is pretty much what you would be at like normal height, I guess, like 6 foot, whatever. You'd have to like grab up and climb up this thing with like you know, like you have like people behind you like stowing you up luggage and stuff, and it's not very roomy up here. It's not a luxurious thing. So as you climb up the hatch, you have a ladder right here that you have to switch to. That'll take you up into the cabin area. And like back here, normally there would be like a pit area back here. Whoop. Where this blank wall is, there'd be like a little cubby area back there that most likely has like a toilet or whatever, like other storage area stuff. But it's not modeled here in this version of this aircraft. Yeah, you got stowaway area, and then you got the flight deck. So you know, I'll pop back out here for a second so we can show some animations of the cargo doors. So let me go back inside here. We'll switch on to external power. Kind of let everything warm up. As that's warming up, we can turn on our nav lights. And here we are. Very basic, very simple, right? Anybody can fly this. Yeah, so to open the cargo bay doors, you got the bomb bay door open switch right here. As you flip that, you get this. You can see the payload is there. So there you go. Hey, we'll close those up. We'll close up the hatch. Just do a ground test, right? Make sure the ground bay doors are working, everything's working. Yeah, and there's really not too much to getting this thing going. We just gotta check a couple quick things here. Nav. Should have a navigation point. Yeah, taking us to the go over here to flight plan. There's our flight plan. Just boom, boom, real quick. From this waypoint, from this airport to this airport, 173 nautical miles. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and turn on our fuel pumps. Get those all squared away. We pretty much have like probably half a tank of gas on board, so we can probably go about 3,000, 4,000 miles. But we're not going that far. We're only going like 170 miles. Let's go ahead and start the APUs up. Alright, trying to, yeah, turn that down a little bit. There you go. Turn that down a little bit for you guys. Oh, my bad there. Hit escape. Setting our altitude, we're going to probably cruise at like, I don't know, we'll say 20, say like 28,000 feet. Sounds good. We're going to be on nav mode. Approach. Check our transponder, we're not worried about there. So I just put in the nav1 ILS frequency for the runway, Andrews Air Force, which is 27 left. I don't know what the altimeter is here. I gotta get that checked. Alright, I got it. It's 29886. Just stand by as I get that tuned up. Alright, we're going to fire up these engines here. So, go engine 1, 2, 3, 4. Now things will get much quieter. Things will get much quieter. Mac and Cheese Bites, are you still there? I'll let the engine spool up. And as you can see, everything's looking good here on the engine screen here. Exhaust gas temperatures coming out over 200 right now Celsius. Pretty hot. We can turn on our engine bleeds. We can also turn our beacon light on now that we're powered up. Then we just gotta shut down the noisy APU. Yeah, appreciate you being here. Like, this is an interesting plane. So we got all 4 engines are nice and looking nice. Everything looks beautiful there on all 4 engines. So we're going to cut the APU off, and we're going to turn on our generators for every engine. Auto brake on. Taxi light on. Alright, so we're about ready to taxi this bad boy. If we look up here on map, we can get kind of a better view of what we're doing here. Kind of show you the flight plan that we're taking. Kind of like a direct so zooming in here on the airport, the runway we're going to take off is pretty much right here where I'm circling. So we're just going to make a left turn and follow the taxiway out and take off. Yeah, this thing's kind of intimidating. Look at this thing. This thing's pretty wild, so let's go ahead, without further ado, let's release parking brake. Alright, we're at 28,000, everything looks good. Oh yeah, we gotta turn on our pitot heat. And our packs. That should clear our eCam screen here on the top right. We just got external power available, which we don't need, and just parking brake that we can release. So parking brake is released. Let's go ahead and give it a little power and let's taxi this bad boy out. So we're just making pretty much an about face taxi, and we're going to be off to the races. This is going to be very interesting. This plane has no auto throttle, so it's just basically like you have to control your speed. But we are in an airspace that we can break the law, basically, right? You're in an Air Force base. You can go, you know, it's regulated. Of course they regulate it, but for special operations or, you know, special missions, it's like, hey, if you're below 10,000 feet, you don't have to go 250 knots. You can go higher than that. So you can, you know, get the mission accomplished. We'll go ahead and turn on our landing lights and our strobe lights up here. How's the audio? Is the plane not too loud? Because this is kind of loud for me, so I'm talking kind of loud, like a dumbass. But as long as you guys can hear good and everything's beautiful. Alright, so one last thing we're going to double check, cross check before we enter the runway, is make sure we're set up on nav mode on the FMC. I want to make sure I'm going to the right runway here. Yep, I know where I'm going. So we're going to line up on the runway and double check our FMC. This plane has no flaps, so it's just one solid wing. Like, you just have to control your speed. This thing is meant to be simply operated. It's meant for military operations and long-range missions. So, it also has the ability to be refueled from overhead, which, if I can find that switch, there is a switch for it. There's a stealth mode switch, like, that's crazy. There's an overhead refueling nozzle. I'm not going to go digging around for it right now, but I know it's there. strealth is up here. These are all on. Everything looks good. You can dump cabin pressure if you need to, which that's inoperable. Oh yeah, here it is. Aerial refuel. If I go over here and hit open. Whoop, I didn't mean to hit the mic. Open. Look at that. And then close. Pretty cool animations there, like so. These things are refuelable in midair. They can fly the globe if needed. There's a lot, but you would have another pilot with you sitting next to you right here. Always, you never single pilot fly this thing ever. Like, there's no ifs, ands, its, or buts about it. And also, when you fly this aircraft, I don't care how famous you are or how important your family is to you and your friends and all your people on social media and all that. No Apple Watches or any cell phones, anything that can transmit a signal is allowed on board, ever, even during training operations. That's how they run this aircraft. So if you're going overseas in this thing and you're piloting it, you can't call mom or whoever, your friend or whatever, right? And you can't do that. It's impossible. So we're lining up with the runway. This thing is like, the wingspan is like half of a football field. It's insane. I'm gonna go with nav or heading mode right now, and we're gonna set a heading for our departure and just kind of fly that heading, and then we'll kind of get lined up with our destination. We're going to line up with the runway here. We are at Area 51. Aliens are on board. Runway 14. Everything looks good on ECAM. Engines look good. Remember, there's no flaps. You just put pedal to the metal. So right now we're gonna hold for a second here and set our heading bug. As you can see, this thing rotating down here. And we eventually want to kind of be banking to the right, so immediately right turn with the heading probably to like a 210 after departure. We'll do that. And here we go. Wish me luck. Full throttle. Shit. Gear up. Oh man. Throttle's back, immediate right turn. on that heading. I'll try to go to 210 heading here. Got this, baby. Look at this bad boy. Holy shit. Yeah, we're moving alright. We need vertical speed. We need to go up some notches here. Alright, looking nice. Looking nice. We want to be parallel with that green line to our right. That's our flight path. That's our path that we want to be at. We gotta reset our altitude to 28,000. Alright, we'll do 29,000. How about that? Alright, so we gotta throw in some vertical speed so we can get climbing. Then we can turn on nav mode, and it should get us on that green line now. So it's going to bank us right a little bit. It's going to almost turn us into that, and it's going to bank us left. The mission... The mission is to land. That's it. 12 News. Appreciate you coming in. We're on nav mode now, so the plane's going to follow this green line. It's going to catch up to it. We should be climbing through 13,000 feet right now. Yep, we are. We're still climbing nicely. We're making that left bank, getting lined up with that green line. Boom. Holy shit, hopefully that didn't freeze up too much. Apologies. It's gonna freeze for a few seconds. I can't help that. And come on, it'll come back. Here we go. We're back. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. We're back. I did a little too swipey with the camera there, and they didn't like that. But anyway, we're coming up on 14,000 feet for 29,000 feet, and I got a special treat. Once we get up, we're gonna drop some bomb or some lift tires out of the payload. We got lift tires on board in the payload. You guys hear me okay? Everything sound good? Is the audio bad? If the audio is bad, let me know. Like, I need to know. Alright, we're zooming out a little bit, kind of get an idea of what we're doing in our course. I can also hit map, hit stats, hit VSD, and we can get a visual distance to ground. It'll tell us exactly how far up we are off the ground, 12,400 off of whatever terrain we're flying over, which is pretty fucking cool. I think that's pretty damn cool. We can look at traffic if there's any, like we can do this like view, pretty cool. But a lot of stuff is inoperative. And as long as you guys can hear me, man, I feel like I'm yelling like a dumbass. But hey, as long as y'all hear me, man. We're on the green bar, guys. We're climbing. We're on the green bar. Now, one thing about this plane is I could not. You can't just program the FMC. It's just not there. Like, but one thing I noticed about this plane when I first took it off, I've only flown this plane once, and that was yesterday. Was how quickly you can get it going and flying. Like, it's meant to, like, you get in there, you get the fuck up in the air, and you go. That's what this plane is meant to do. It's not fancy. It's very robust, very rudimentary looking. It's not meant to be like, it's going to take you 20 minutes to run through a checklist and do all this bullshit. It's like, it's meant to just go. Get up in the air and do the mission. It's pretty much what it's designed for, so yeah. We're on the green line, guys. If I can get a distance here. It's only about 20 minutes airtime, so we're going to be descending fairly soon. Let me check in my chat. What's up, Bunny B up in the house? Yo, what's going on? Good to see ya. Oh, if it sounds great, man, that's great. I'm not gonna yell. I'm not trying to yell like Screaming Steve or anything. We're at 25,000 feet. We're still climbing. We're gonna climb up to 29,000. And we're gonna do a little fun, little demonstration. If I can set the cameras up right. Alright, perfect. Everything looks good. We're at 26,000 feet, so we're gonna open our bomb doors here, bomb bay doors. Guys. Alright, as long as the sounds are good. Alright guys, I'm gonna hit this button over here, which, if I zoom in on it, it says weapon fire. So, wish me luck. Oh. We'll try it again. Alright, we're not at the right altitude. We gotta get up a little bit higher. Then we gotta get our speed up. There we go. There we go. Oh. There you go. Oh, guys, I just dropped the payload. We are at Mach 0.84 right now, guys. We are just absolutely tearing through the sky right now. I almost feel like we have to descend very soon here. So be prepared for descent. You guys see those bombs drop? Or those paint jars? I mean, those are paint jars. Those aren't bombs. I haven't gone live in a long time. I figured, you know, why not fly a mil jet, you know, military jet. Drop a few bombs, kind of call it a day, so. Let's see if I can get a bead on where I'm at. A second here, if I can do that. Lift tires away. Yeah, we dropped a whole bunch of lift tires on whatever town that was in the middle of the desert. But, yeah. I don't have any like fancy wing views to show off because there's no, you know, like cabin area for passengers. This is just like a two-seater. You know, that's all it is. It's a two-seater. Flea saucer in the house. What up? We're rolling at 0.85. I want to bring the throttles back a little bit to kind of slow it down just a pinch. Kind of bring that back just a smidge. Get preparations for descent. We're holding at 29,000. We probably want to bring it down just a little bit. Wait, not yet. What am I doing? That speed back up. Yeah, 0.72, something like that. That's probably where we're going to hold. Actually, we can bring it up a little bit more, 0.75. Yeah, man. Do you guys love that little bomb drop? Like, a little feature of this aircraft? Now, the bombs don't, or the lift tires don't actually, detonate or anything like that, but oh boy. Alright, so we may have to do like a circle around as we land. Look at that bad boy. Alright, now you notice how on the wing these things are out, the nav lights. If we go into stealth mode, the nav lights go away. So there's no nav lights in stealth mode. Pretty cool. Yeah, so a two-seater plane, that's all this is, man. Look how big it is for just two people. Only two people operate this thing. It's insane. There's nobody else on board. Alright, we're back to 0.84 Mach. We should be ready to descend fairly soon, I would believe, here. Kind of reluctant on descending yet. As you can tell, I planned this thing out really well. The navigation display is really not giving me how much distance I need, you know? Let's see if I can go over here. Nav mode nav. Does anything. Oh, that's for our ILS. We'll keep that on GPS for now. Oh. GPS. Alright, I see something up ahead. We're gonna descend now. I think I see the airfield up ahead. So we're gonna bring her down. going down to 8,000. Oh wait, we're gonna keep this for now. We're gonna hold this for a second. We've got a decel point up ahead on the navigation display. That's our point where we want to descend. But we're gonna go ahead and do it anyway. Bring it down a little bit. Alright, making our descent. Edwards Air Force Base, runway 27 left. I don't have the Navigraph charts pulled up in the sim, but I've already pulled it up on my phone. I told you it'd be about a 20-minute flight. It's not going to be a long one. Let me get that out of the way here. Oh, I see what I got to do. It reset my altitude. I got to bring it back down. All right, here we go. Yeah, obviously I'm doing this without VATSIM because that would be like a disaster trying to like fly this plane with communication, and it's just not there for VATSIM. So we are descending. Our speed's pretty hot right now. I'm going to pull that throttle back a little bit. Fleet Saucer says, take that lift tires. We do not read chat while dropping ordinances. Mac and cheese, pretty cool. The B-2 has a toilet, microwave, and cooler. That's a myth. That's a myth, man. You gotta look at the taillights to tell if it's a B-2, right? You gotta check the taillights out. Alright, yeah, we are at the right point to decel because our airport is right up ahead. And we can always circle around to land and go heading mode to line up with the ILS frequency and everything. But man, we're looking nice. We're going to keep descending. And per the charts, let me pull that chart back up. KEDW. Approach, fix. 23 left. There it is. So we want to be at 7,000 feet. So we want to descend to 7,000 pretty much. So as you can see, I'll zoom in here on the navigation display. I'm tweaking this down to 7,000. We're at 20,000 here above, and we're descending. As you can see, it's winding down. Our speed is pretty hot, so we're gonna pull that fucking throttle back hard. We need to get down to 7,000 pretty fast. Like I said, I might have to circle back around. Oh shit, our nav mode went off. Alright, we'll get that fixed. I didn't realize that. But that's okay. We're at 19,000. We got plenty of space ahead of us. We're gonna get back on the green line. We went off the green line. We went off course. But that's okay. There's our airport right ahead. The white box there. That's our runway, orientation as we approach in. I think I'm gonna go to heading mode. And go back to. We don't need that. Well, definitely want to be on a heading mode. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Alright. Follow that orientation. Alright, so our airport is below us there. Obviously, we're too high. So we're going to turn on heading mode. We're going to kind of make an about face. Actually, you know what? We're not going to do an about face. We'll do a downwind left turn around as we descend. So there's our airport that we were supposed to land on. We were coming in too hot. We're at 14,000 feet. We still need to descend 7,000 more feet. So as we do that, we're going to do a kind of like a dog leg. Just kind of we'll kind of make like a left turn here in a little bit. I'm just going to hold this heading, try to hold this heading here. Zoom in now, get a better idea of where we're at, what we're doing. So we need to be at 7,000 feet, then we'll turn our nav mode on, and then we'll switch this to nav from GPS. So we're just going to make like a little left turn here, just a little bit. We're still descending. Taxi and landing lights are still on. We'll keep those on. Yeah, so you can see our target right where we're supposed to land. So we were obviously a little high, which is fine. This thing is definitely interesting to fly. So as we pass the runway threshold, left bank, left downwind. So we're going to turn pretty much like a 90-degree left turn. Still descending through 10,000. 220 knots, which is good. That's fine, that's acceptable. So we're creating our base right now, turn, for this runway here. So we're just making base turn. Fleet Saucer, I'm gonna buy this game when he will fly 2003 with Saber with balloons attached to it. Oh man, that's hilarious. I like that. Alright, we're at 8,000 feet. We're going to hold at 7. Our DME for the runway at 7,000 feet. Oh shit, that's what I'm trying to pull up here. Yeah, we're looking at 7,000. You know, we just got to pull up that. We just got to pick up that ILS. We're gonna try to do an ILS approach. That's what I'm trying to do, which is stupid. But I can always go visual. So there's our runway right there. There's our culprit we're trying to land on. This long runway in front of us. We're doing a nice little dog leg turned into it. That's pretty much what we're doing. We can probably descend to like 6,000. So go ahead and do that. We'll have to speed a little bit. And we'll get squared away for this approach. I'm gonna try to like land it like, I don't know, just for confidence in this plane that I can fly it and just say, hey, I can land an ILS in this thing. I've landed an ILS in a B-2. So it's kind of like a, call it an ego thing or something. I don't know. But throttles are perfect right now. This plane is just meant to just glide. Just be a glider out there. Big wing. So we're going to eventually start pitching back over. Once we get up to this piece of terrain up here, we'll start making a turn to the left. See if we can get lined up with the runway. And switch to nav mode. And see if we can hit that ILS. So here we go. Without further ado, let's see how successful this goes. Going up on the terrain. Alright, I'm going to start making that left turn. Left bank in progress. Alright. We're holding that 6,000 feet. Making this turn in like 290 knots, which I don't know why I was doing that, but holding that down, bringing that back. Holy shit. This is all part of the military operations here. Alright, there's our runway. I might have to go visual, but we'll see. I think we'll probably end up going visual. A little high. Alright. We're at 170 knots. We're just crawling. Bring that speed up a little bit. Let's turn nav on. We've got the ILS in there. Let's see if it goes. Approach on. probably just a little too high. So I'm going to bring her down. I'm going to nose her down here with the throttles idle.
Caution.
Just going to give me a caution. The landing gear's up. That's all right. All right, it's on glide slope. It's on glide slope. Nav on. Approach on. We're on glide slope, apparently. Look at this thing. We're like tweaking around, we're like dancing around on the glide slope. Here at Andrews Air Force Base. This thing has done it. We are on it, guys. There it is, glide slope and approach, GSAPR. The plane is on a radio guidance to the runway. Is it perfect? Hell no. I'm gonna have to disable it because it's absolutely fucking horrendous. We got the gears down. I've disabled autopilot, and I am gonna hand fly this thing as we land. Cause that was not cool. That thing was like jittery as fuck. So ILS landing, you can do it. It'll get you there, but you're probably gonna have to like take over control of the aircraft because this aircraft is just not cut out for it. Or whoever designed this, aircraft, they gotta learn some things on that. See if we can land this thing. A little coasty. No way. Did I have like collision on? Well, apparently it turned on collision that I did not. You can disable that so it doesn't like crash you. Damn. That was the CIA taking me out. That's the DOD taking me out with that. Wow. Well, I guess it's a good note to end on. The ILS was trash. Flying this thing in, it was pretty trash. Flying this thing is, whatever. It was interesting. But overall, I would downrate this thing. Don't waste your time flying it. Apparently, there's a setting in my sim that somehow got flipped on that I did not flip on, which is has to do with like realistic like crashing, and like if you crash, like the game has to restart, which we did not crash. We did not. The sim just took it the wrong way, which is dumb. So that's pretty much what happened. Aircraft crash damage. See, that was enabled. Now it's disabled. That's disabled. Like, apparently I've been flying a pretty decent job with it off. You guys just missed the landing and the rollout. That's all it was. Nothing too special. It was a little floaty on the landing. Like there's many different aircraft that I can like showcase, but I'm not going to. But Baba Booey is up at the house. Doozy McBob up in the house. Yeah, like man, I just hate how it ended that way. I didn't know that setting was turned on, and yeah, I just didn't like that. But it is what it is, guys. I did catch a fish today. HML Media in the chat. Dude, what up, HML Media? What up? Should I turn this into a panel? We get HML Media up here to talk about his Oregon Trail trip. Love to hear about it. That'd be kind of cool. Other than that, guys, I mean, shit. I'm sorry it ended kind of like that. Like we made it to Andrews Air Force Base. We were on the ILS, which was like a shaky looking ILS approach. It did not, like, you could see the plane jittering. So obviously it's not like a full on study level B-2. It's just a little thing to get going up in the air and fuck around with. So you guys got to see me fuck around with it, and I think that was, I will call it a successful flight. Give me a 1 in the chat that was a success. That was a successful flight. We took off. We were on the ground at Area 51. We had a bunch of lift tires on board. We dropped the lift tires. We were able to descent and get down, circle the aircraft, do a dog leg, your basic, downwind approach, left turn downwind at the airport. That's like your basic training when you're flying the Cessna. You do like a left turn, dog leg, downwind approach, and you do a touch and go, and you do that over and over again. You learn how to take off and land, find the runway, all that. So I found the runway. We were on the goddamn runway. And HML, I hope you got that porch, or not porch, walkway, entryway thing from your sidewalk. Hope that thing's working out for you. Hey, I got a couple ones, and that's really all I fucking need. You guys are great. I guess I'm just going to end it here, man. Appreciate you all coming out. Like I said, this was not meant to be like, I'm an expert B-2 pilot, let me show you how you fly a B-2. Like, I just winged it. I just hope that the flight went well, and it was a stupid fucking setting in the sim that if you're at like a certain G level, it'll say you crashed, and it's like, this plane can probably handle those G's that I landed on. Pretty sure it's designed to take a fucking rough landing, to save the pilots. I'm pretty sure it's designed to do that. But yeah, whatever. HML Media, I hope you go live again, man. Be really cool if you did like a radio show, call-in panel. You know how you roll. Let's pray for Meatwad. Let's do a prayer for Meatwad. Let's pray for sack of apples for me. I need sacks of apples. I mean, we got lots of prayer requests always going on up and around here. HML, man, I hope you keep fucking destroying fucking multiple pounds of chicken and whatever else you get your hands on, and show it up, throw it up out there, and show how you sling that slop, in the kitchen, man. Like, that's what's up. Yeah, Meatwad we trust. Bottom line. You see, this is made for true pagers. Not those thick pagers. We're true ones over here. We fly the B-2. We cruised at 29,000 feet. We went from Area 51 to Andrews Air Force Base, and we made it. I'm gonna say we fucking landed. Damn it! If that error didn't come up, which I did not expect to ever see that error message. I was like, I've been actually flying with the sim right now, and I've been doing like flights and stuff, and just having fun landing planes and shit with that setting enabled. With that setting enabled, and I never got that message saying, "Oh, you crashed." But all of a sudden, with the B-2 that just happened out of nowhere. I'm like, sus. That's all I gotta say. You know, no hard feelings. I will not. Yeah. You bringing us a car show? Yeah, B-Wad needs to do another car show, man. Like, he needs to show us what's up. He's hanging out. He's hanging out, going around those tents. Everyone's got a booth set up, and he's like telling them to showcase your product, like he's an advertiser. We got Charlie up in the house. Dude, Charlie, you missed it, man. I flew the B-2 and I had a fucking crash. A crash that was by a stupid setting that said like I over exceeded the airplane, which I didn't. We were like landing. Like we were fucking chilling, landing. But other than that, man, that's all I got, y'all. It's been good. Hope y'all have a great... Like, stay the fuck cool, man. Oh, I did. I went fishing today, man. And I just had the hunch to fish. It was hot as fuck outside. I was like, fuck it. It's like 2 in the afternoon. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going fishing. So I went out and third cast, man. Third cast got me a bass. I was like, whoa! I reeled that thing in very. When I felt it bite on the line, it was like good old. It was just like I haven't caught a fish all fucking year. I've been trying to catch one. When I felt that one bite on the line, I was like, oh, got one, got it, and I just fucking brought that bad boy in, man. That was beautiful. It's always nice getting a catch. Man, they don't know how you do bots as we do. Dude, no, it was a setting. It's not a glitch. It was a stupid setting. I mean, I can fly all these hunks of shit, you know, anything. Well, there's one hunk of shit, whatever, the Spirit of the USA, whatever it looks like. That thing, no way, man. Like, you don't even have, like, a front windshield. You got the Hughes aircraft, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, man, other than that, man, like, what the fuck's going on with whatever, right? Old red crop duster. Oh yeah, this little Curtis thing, this thing, right? You know. Oh, this thing, the pits. I could take off from like somewhere near like Egypt and try to do some aerobatics around some damn pyramids and fuck around, but I don't know if they have a crop duster in the sim. That's something I gotta look up. I gotta look up if there's one in there. And damn it, Charlie, my Pacers, man. Fuck, dude. We were there, dude. We were on the main stage, the final stage, man. Fuck. Not that it, like, I don't really care. It was, you know, it's the game, but like, I was like, man, I remember last time the Pacers were up in that shit. It was Reggie Miller, Rick Smith and shit. Larry Bird as a coach. Like, man. You thought they had the cards in there, all the cards, and they just got walloped by the Lakers. Oh yeah, the pits. Yeah, well, name a point on the planet you want me to fly around and. Oh man. Don't even get me started. Where do you want to see the pit special fly around? I'd actually not flown this goddamn thing in a goddamn long time. Yeah, flying airliners, your top altitude is way up high, you're not going to see too much. But flying these smaller planes and doing like VFR flying around, scenery and stuff, it's pretty fucking cool in the sim. Like, not gonna lie, it's pretty cool. Yeah, man. I remember going to like this fucking Dare. Remember that whole Dare program? Um, and ended up going to a Pacers game in Market Square Arena, and I got to be there like pre-game. This was like maybe an hour before people even were in the stadium. There, like the stadium was empty. It was just the players fucking around on the court. I remember walking up the ramp from the lower deck, walking up to the court level, and walking up this ramp, and all of a sudden I see Rick Smith's fucking head, and I just keep walking. And I'm like, this dude's fucking just towering. He just keeps going up and up and up as I keep walking. I'm like, holy shit. I was like a little 12-year-old kid, like, you know, but I'm just like, oh my fucking god. How can people be that big? But it was just cool just being able to like, oh, I'm part of this DARE program. Nah, I fucking still smoke weed and shit. Fuck that. I was able to get like court access and shit. Duncan Dutchman, I've got a shirt that says that too. Rick Smith's Duncan Dutchman. I've got that shirt. Still fits. Still fits like a glove. And that night I was there. There was like an event where they had like a 3-point contest, and I'm not like bragging and all this bullshit. I played basketball, man. I played when I was a little kid in that age, man. I practiced outside, at home on my little basketball goal my dad set up for me and all that shit. I did all that. I put in work. I even turned like the garage lights on and shit, the external garage lights, and played at night with the moths flying around in the fucking air, smacking you in the face as you're trying to like play scenarios and do like moves and shit and shots and whatever. I'm like 12 years old. I'm not like making it like big, but like, you know, you're a kid. Like you think the crowd goes wild. You just made this shot. You know, you think, oh, the crowd's going wild. You know, it's just fun. It's endorphins. It was fun playing basketball. But like we had this like 3-point contest. They had a 3-point contest on the Pacers court. I won the contest, and I won this Pacers flag. And I'm shooting like NBA 3-pointers, like, and I won that contest. And because the competition, they were, you know, they had nothing on me. But then like later on, after winning the 3-point contest, I remember going to like the concession area during the game, and like this dude in a fucking suit came up to me and was like, "You want to be part of the halftime show?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like, yeah, I'm like, "Dude, sure." So I ended up being in the fucking halftime show on the Pacers court, full crowd, and the music was so loud. I remember how loud the music was. Like, my God, that shit was loud. Being on the court, and like doing this stupid slam dunk contest on like a mini goal. My goodness, like those are memories, yo. So, and at halftime, the Pacers. I was on the side of the Pacers tunnel. And got to Reggie Miller slap my hand, dude. I was like, dude, Reggie Miller slapped my fucking hand. I remember that shit. I was like, dude, what? Like, I've got the touch now, dude. Every fucking time I shoot with this hand, it's never gonna miss. I don't know. But anyway, man, I'm gonna close it out. Hope you all have a good night. Thanks for watching me fucking blabble and be a dumbass, but appreciate it, man. Appreciate you, Charlie, man. Your show is fucking hilarious, dude. Like, the fucking shit Like I'm not even gonna go into it. Your show is just fucking hilarious as fuck. That's pretty much all I got, man. It's fucking hot. Hope you all have a good night. I'm hitting the fucking end button. Bye bye.